So at 7 o'clock, the campsite was right over there. Up at 6, out at 7. Could have gotten a little bit earlier start, but man, my sleep pad and sleeping bag felt good this morning. Going to start off with a couple miles of downhill, a little mile of up, mile of down, and then, so in 5 miles, start a 2-mile climb. But again, it doesn't look that steep, and I think I'm going to be fine. When I get to the top, I think I'm going to have strong enough signal. Going to see if I can arrange a place to stay in South Lake Tahoe, because it's going to be the 4th of July week. I bet everything is packed. The hostel, the campground, every hotel room less than $300. But it's a beautiful morning right now, and I'm ready to get started. Going a little fast, but the trail's going over that way somewhere. Hope the glare doesn't keep you from seeing this. Now I'm going that way. Heading that way. And it might be one of those days where constantly stopping and taking out to get a picture or a video. But that's all right. That's a good problem to have too. Coming from that way. I might be going on about this too much, but I've been seeing more of that white looping. And here I've got white right next to the purple. And I get a little bit better shot of this view. Coming from there, I know this is the same view at a different angle. I still like it. I'm going over there. So it looks like I'm going up over there. This area is washed out pretty good. Or pretty bad. So that's Wolf Creek, and I've done some other little uphill sections like a half mile, but now I'm starting a 3/4 of a mile. Looks like it's fairly steep, maybe even like 500, 600 foot of elevation gain. And I'm curious, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm gonna see how I feel whenever I get to the top. Still going up that way. Coming up from that way. Might not look like much, but I'm at the top of that little up, and I feel all right. The steep parts were steep. I'm going that way, but they weren't long enough to totally wear me out. So I'm going to stop and drink some water, and get to heading downhill, and then the 2-mile up, waiting to see how that goes. I made good time on this one. Coming from up there, I know this isn't one of those giant meadows or anything like that, but I kind of like all of these green spaces. Going down that way, and I can see hints that there's views waiting for me as soon as I get out of these trees. Trail goes down that way. Now I'm coming from over there. I got some water at the creek, and there was another hiker there, and so I talked, because if you haven't noticed, I'm a talker. This starts the 2 mile uphill. Look at the elevation profile. I don't think it's going to be that bad, so got to get up there. Coming up from that way, about a half mile up, mile and a half to go. Not doing too bad. Going up that way. I'm still below 9,000 foot. Kind of surprised to see this much snow still hanging around, but it's pretty shadowy. I'm coming from that way. Looks like now I'm going up that way. Still going up. About a mile left. Don't worry, I'm going to get pictures of that lake. Now I'm coming up from this way. See that saddle right there? That's where I'm going. I didn't go far. Just wanted to mention on the map, I can see 3 springs right below me. And from right here, I can hear the water just pouring down into that valley. I just thought it was cool. Coming up from that way there. Not sure how good I'll be able to get this view from the saddle, so might be the last shot. Right around that corner is the saddle. Just very cool being up here. Getting windy. Old view. And the new view. I'm ready for some downhill after some water and goofing off on my phone. I didn't show this whole area because there was a bunch of hikers up here, but I outweighted them. I put out some feelers on Facebook, seeing about finding a place to stay in Tahoe whenever I get there. Here's a really neat tent site. If it wasn't like around noon, actually I think it's 11:30. I don't know how long I stayed up here, but I know I made good time getting here. But put out the feelers, and I said, oh, I should drink some water, and no, I should go ahead and eat something. And it's just it's too nice of a spot to rush by. I'll get you some shots as I go down. Yep, I glissaded it. At first it was unintentional, and I just gave in and did it. So now let's see where the trail picks up. Glad there's a good path kicked in there, because if I slide, it looks like I'm getting soaked. Still pretty. Coming from over there. Just think it's cool how much water is coming out of that. Now I hope the pictures express just how much the trail is going to snake back and forth. People that left a half hour before me look like they're right in front of me, just because of how much the trail switches back and forth. Well, after switching back a bunch of times up there, which is still pretty neat to look at, but this rock has been real loose and crumbly, kind of hard to keep your feet. But now it looks like I'm gonna get to cross over to that side. Coming down from there, and the trail, what I can see, goes, it's gonna go way over there, and over there. See the stream down there? Still got dry feet. On another uphill stretch, but that's just the way today's going to go. Going up that way. Well, I think I'm done with the mile and a half of up, and yeah, I got a little bit tired. Stopped for a break a couple of times. That and their cell phone service up here. But now for the next 6 or 8 miles, I think it's going to alternate up 300 foot, down 300 foot, about a half mile each way. So by the time I make it that far, I'll probably be ready for camp. It's pretty up here, and of course I got a breeze, so I hope you can hear me. Coming from that way, looking at the elevation profile on the map, I was afraid I was just going to be stuck in trees all day. Going that way. Going that way. Highway 4, Ebbett's Pass. Seems kind of odd to cross a paved road and not try to put my thumb out. But I think it goes to Markleeville. It's a very small town. And I don't need to go to a town right now. I'm just a few days away from South Lake Tahoe. Only a couple of days away from Sonora Pass, so more up and down. feel like I'm not getting enough video because there's been a lot of neat stuff. And I see a little lake. I'll have to get footage of that too. All right. It's not a lot of miles to where I want to make camp, but it is still several miles, so you know, I'll get you pics or video of anything else I see. So I've been hiking around a lot of big rocks. Every now and then, something like this just looks cool. Maybe it's the snow. Going that way. Well, here's the campsite. I don't remember if I recorded, but it was getting on 5 when we got here. And just kind of getting hungry, really. But we have a heck of a view right over here. But got a little bit early campsite. Got some feedback already on town. Sounds like I might be able to get a spot in a campsite. Which is okay if I can charge. But Wi-Fi won't be plentiful. So I'm going to go ahead and try to edit some videos tonight.